Welcome back to the shed and the latest episode in the EH build series. Back on the EH now after the 45 is finished now, and there's a bit to get into, so let's get into it. This build series follows my journey as a backyard restorer, resto modding a 1964 EH Holden panel van equipped with not only a 3.8 litre Commodore V6 engine, but also an independent front end, an independent rear end, and all the mod cons you'd expect from a true resto mod. All of this thanks to a promise I made to my dying father, ensuring that his last car that he started to restore got finished. So as normal, I've got my big long list of stuff that I want to get through. Now, this is basically the stuff that I've got to get through in terms of finishing off the welding and finishing off underneath while it's on the rotisserie before I can then start thinking about painting and that. So as you can see, it's an extensive list. So first things first today, I'm going to jump on it and finish off the IRS cover because that's my first job for the day, and then I'll flip it on its side, and then we'll keep going on the welding off and finishing it all off. So making some good progress here. So I've now finished off the IRS cover. So this is the cover that goes over the independent rear end. And so I've just had to make up some plates to go over that. And then what I've done is, if you look in here, there's the brace. Now that sits basically at that height there. So because I'm not putting that back in, I've then just put a piece down there just to reinforce that bit of plate, and then so I'm just literally just tidying all these up. But I think what I wanted to show is, this is why I love having the rotisserie, because I can just obviously put it up on its side and I can weld off and it's a nice flat plane. But what happens is that all the crud comes out of it. Now, I've put this up on its side a couple of times. I've also vacuumed all of the crap out of it so many times, and still stuff comes out of it. Now, the latest amount of crap that's come out of it is this old detention note for Thomas in 8E. I have no idea who that is. I have no idea how old that is, but I'm going to assume that's got to be at least 30 years old. Has to be, because I've had this car for 7 years. Dad had it for about 3 before me. It came off a farm and was sitting around on a farm for 20 years. So it's at least 30 years old, that detention note. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just amazing. It's so handy to have, to have the car up on the hoist and be able to access all different spots to it and that. But yeah, that's pretty funny. This cracks me up. So every time I rotate the car, I vacuum out, while it's on its side, I vacuum out everything. But every time I rotate it, there is more and more crap that comes out of it. Just have a listen to this. Have a listen to it. What the hell? And if you ever needed a more visual example of why I haven't done the white windowless panels yet, this is it. Yeah, I haven't really spoken much during this episode. I've just been cracking into the jobs and whatnot. So, but I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on where I'm up to. The last job that I just finished then was rust sealing all of the panels that I won't be able to get to again. So just using the POR 15 rust sealer. And what I actually did is I got a paint roller, just a little 100 centimetre paint roller from Bunnings. And I was able to get up inside the guards and that there, and that went on really, really easily and really well. So I'm actually really happy that they're all sealed up now. I don't have to worry about rust coming from this side of it, because from factory they don't even coat the insides of them. So that's been good, being able to get through all the sides there, under the wheel arches underneath the floor here, on both sides, able to do those. But the one thing that I had an issue with is that the paint lid, I'd used it previously, and I might not have wiped off the lid, and so it had actually sealed together. So I had to get the air chisel out to chisel it off, which meant that I had a lot of paint exposed to the elements because the lid was stuffed on it. So I ended up just going through and probably doing a little bit more than I probably wanted to, because I just didn't want to waste the paint. But then in the end I ended up buying another tin, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so basically anyway, I mean, all this is all going to get covered with Car Builder's sound deadener anyway, so all of this is not really that important to see. But at least it's all sealed up. There's no rust there's no bare metal, so therefore no rust that can resurface. So that was the big one. Also finished off the rear tailgate. So just put that piece of RHS in across the bottom of the tailgate. Had a bit of an emotional moment with that because obviously that was Dad's idea, was to put that in and the spare wheel cover. And it just got me to thinking, probably would have been about 8 or 9 years ago when he first gave me that, we had that discussion that he was going to do that. It was probably one of the last conversations I ever had with him before his motor neurons sort of kicked in. So, yeah, it just took a couple of minutes after I finished that because it's, yeah, I don't know why, just overcome. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I think he'd be pretty happy with how that's all come out at the back there now. So then the last job I've just got is just to put this bulkhead in now. So what I've done is I've just tech screwed it into the sides here. I didn't cut these off. So these are a panel, like this is a panel from Rare Spares, and they usually rust in the floor pans and everything like that in the utes and the panel vans. So I've had this sitting here for probably a good 6 years. So it's good to finally see it back in place. And then I'll just clamp up the top here and get that floor level all right there. So I'm just sort of making the final adjustments and whatnot for this. And then, yeah, we're getting pretty close to finishing it all up and painting the inside. And I think once I'm cranking through my list, There's still a few little bits and pieces to go, but then the last job will then be do the windowless panels, and then I can finish off painting on the inside and that. But anyway, let's keep going and see what we get to.